Hi, I'm Tom. It is June 29th, 2025, and I am 49 years and 15 days old. Today I rode from Haarlem to Amsterdam, and now I'm riding back. I'm at a place called Cantina. It is about halfway from Amsterdam to Haarlem. It's very close to a place called Halfway. And yes, it is called that because it is halfway between Amsterdam and Haarlem. There is a car that you can sit in. There is a metal head, or a head shaped out of metal. That's the same thing. It's hot. I rode to Amsterdam. That's a plane. I rode to Amsterdam, did some climbing, picked up a record, just kind of biked around. And when I think about not being here, this is the part that I think about the most. Just days like this where you don't have to have a plan, you can just get on a bike and go to an entirely different city. And it's bike paths all the way there, and the entirety of the city is bike paths. And how that's just not the case well anywhere. Really, but especially not in Canada, which is wild because whenever I tell people that I'm from Canada, by the time they've named 10 things that they know about Canada, one of those things is that it's a good place to ride a bike, which is just not true. It's not a bad place to ride a bike, but there's nothing about it that's especially good. In fact, when they try and put in bike paths, people get really angry, like really angry. But you can't convince people to cycle because there's no infrastructure and you get into this giant loop. And I remember a while back, the mayor of Brussels came and gave a talk at the Museum of Anthropology in the University of British Columbia. And he was talking about how they went about turning Brussels into a city where people cycle. This was a long time ago too. And when the topic came up of, well, how did you convince people to do this? Did they approve of it? Were they on board from the beginning? And the mayor said, no, they hated it. They hated the idea. And we did it anyway. And then he said, people don't always know what they want. Or rather, people don't always know what they need. That whole system works great if you're talking about bike lanes. But when you have someone in power who is not so much interested in bike lanes, but is, I don't know, interested in being courted by billionaires, the whole system falls apart. And it's pretty wild that so much of it just rests on the quality of the person you put into that position. The quality of the person that you put into the top position dictates what happens. The whole democratic exercise is meaningless if the person who gets put into that position hates democracy. Maybe it's time to run for public office. Maybe. Because the alternative is just to sit around and complaining about who gets to be in charge of things. Maybe it's time to try and be in charge. Or if not in charge, just one of the people making decisions. It's not going to be good. I mean, obviously it's not a good thing to do. There's a reason only seemingly overwhelmingly dedicated people or really rich people who have bad intentions go into politics. It's something to think about. And now that I'm going back to Canada, I wonder if it's something I should be thinking about more. Anyway, here's to bike infrastructure.